I wanted to share some very cool Paleo Story Stone face and mammoth effigies. These hail from Middle Tennessee, and they're made out of a very nice glossy brown chert or possibly petrified wood. Now, I acquired these from the young lady who found them along the bank of a creek bed, again in Middle Tennessee, near her home in Middle Tennessee. And I acquired a number of them from her. She stumbled upon a Paleolithic offering field here with lots of Paleo Story Stone face and mammoth effigies left as offerings. She doesn't know that they're Paleolithic artifacts, nor does she realize that they're artifacts at all, but she called them hagstones. Now, hagstones are sold on eBay and Etsy. They're found really all around the world. They're found on the beach shores of Florida. They're found in Middle Tennessee. They're found in, I have some wonderful examples from Israel. But they're stones that have holes in them that look like old faces, and thus the word hagstone. Now, not all hagstones are Paleolithic face and mammoth effigies, but many of them are. And so these were acquired some years ago after my discovery of these artifacts. And they're quite good examples. For example, this is an eye of a mature mammoth. It's all been carved out in Paleolithic times. And this is the trunk that comes down to the lower left. And big tapered back of the mature mammoth, which is now facing left. And we have a face with this natural hole, the eye, and this its nose, facing down from the belly of the mammoth. So we have the eye, the carved eye here, and then we have the big sweepy trunk with the mature mammoth facing off to the left. Now when we hold it this way, here we have that face with the natural hole again being the eye, the nose, that's been worked around there, been ground, and then the mouth down below facing off to the right. And we hold it this way. Now we've got the baby mammoth with its little beak of a trunk on the lower right here and massive hair tuft. And now the face is looking up from the back of the baby mammoth, which is standard iconographics when it comes to Paleo Story Stone face and mammoth effigies. And then we have another face here using this same natural hole as the eye, this nose, and this mouth now looking off to the left. Then we have this wonderful example here. And this is a great example. It's a beautiful glossy brown chert, maybe petrified wood. And we have a mature mammoth with a big sweepy trunk facing off to the left, and we have that natural hole, its eye, and a double hair tuft above the head. Double hair tufts are quite common iconographics when it comes to Paleo Story Stone mammoth imagery. And then we have a face looking up from the back of this mammoth, which again is standard iconographics, using this natural hole as the eye, and this nose here. Now that's all been ground there. So they ground some of the perimeter here to make the perimeter of the profiles of the mammoths and the faces. But we have that young face with the pointed nose and the eye looking off to the right now. That's a great facial image right there. And that's looking up from the back of this mature mammoth facing left. Now this was also flaked all along this edge. This edge has been beveled into a scraper edge. So this was undoubtedly used as a scraper. And after they used it as a scraper, they modified it slightly by grinding some of the surfaces here to form the perimeter, to form the mammoth imagery. Now we have that mature mammoth with the double hair tuft and the eye here and the big sweepy trunk, which has all been flaked right there, now facing off to the right. And we have faces looking up from the back of this mammoth, which we'll see in just a minute. And when we turn it this way, now we've got the baby mammoth with its little beak of a trunk right here. The hole, natural hole, is its eye. And we see that same little beak of a trunk imagery over and over and over again. But the cool part are these faces. This natural hole is the eye of the face. This is the nose and mouth down here, facing off to the left. We also have this eye that's actually been carved out of the surface. That's been indented or gouged out of the surface right here. And this mouth has been gouged out of the surface as well. And so we have this eye, nose, and mouth. We have this eye, nose, and mouth, or mouth down here. So two faces actually looking off to the left. Very well done, very well carved. Just a great example. We have another face now with the rounded nose over here facing off to the left, again with this, the eye. So this is a very wonderfully done example, well worked. Then we have this example here of this large, heavy trunk right here of the mature mammoth facing off to the left. And this natural hole is its eye. And then when we hold it this way, we have the young face with its pointed nose and open mouth looking off to the right. And the old face with the big rounded nose looking off to the left. When we hold it this way, now we have that baby mammoth with this little beak of a trunk and massive hair tuft and big exaggerated eye facing off to the right. That's the baby mammoth facing off to the right. Just some wonderful iconographics, wonderful imagery on this. And then we have the same, imagery here of a great mammoth here. This has been flaked a little bit here to image this mammoth now with this eye, natural hole, facing off to the right. And then we have this last but not least here. This is a very cool piece here. It's actually got an Indian chieftain type look face. This eye has all been worked here. And that's a face looking off in the front of the mammoth, looking forward from the front of the mammoth. That's a very cool chieftain type face. That's another big hagstone or story stone with a face here looking up from the back of this mammoth. But this imagery right here of that chieftain type face right there is really cool iconographics with its mouth flaked away down here. So I just wanted to share a few of these wonderful Paleo Story Stone face and mammoth effigies made out of this beautiful glossy brown chert or petrified wood that were found along a creek bed in Middle Tennessee.